Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how you can send your customer or product insights from your cloud data warehouse, which is Snowflake in this case, to your Salesforce account using Cassette. So you can see here, I have my Snowflake data warehouse here, which contains a table called leads. So I want to sync the result of this particular query to my Snowflake leads object here, which as you can see is currently empty. So let's see how we can achieve that using Cassette. So to do that, I've logged on to the Cassette console. The first thing which I have to do is I have to create a model so that I can configure the query that I want to run on my Snowflake and also give additional configurations. So let's try to do that. I'm going to click on create model. I'm going to select Snowflake as my warehouse. Here I already created a warehouse which has made some established connection to my Snowflake data warehouse. But if you want to create a new warehouse, you can always go to the warehouse section here, enter your credentials, and that will establish connection to your Snowflake data warehouse. So I'm going to skip that part for now. I'm going to click on my existing Snowflake warehouse. I'm going to click on custom SQL query and I'm going to enter the query. So I'm going to do a run query so that I can preview the results here. And once I'm satisfied with the preview, I can give it a name. I'll say something on test leads and I'll give a primary key. And primary keys are predominantly used by Cassette so that it kind of optimizes the query which kind of runs on your data warehouse. So I've configured my model. I'm going to click on save. So as you can see here, the model has been created. So now we can use this model to create a pipeline. So let's try to do that. Okay, so here I have to select my source type here and I have to select the warehouse which is Snowflake new, and you can see that there are two models. I'm going to select the model which is on the top, right? Again, I want to run the query and see if the results are still fine. I have seen the results. I'm going to click on continue. Now I'm going to select Salesforce as my destination, right? And I have to give a name for the destination here, which I'm going to say test Salesforce. Save and continue, and Cassette will take you to the Salesforce login console where you have to enter your credentials. So now it is actually established connection via auth. So it has already created a destination for you. And now what we have to do is we have to select the destination object where we want to sync the data, right? So in this case, in this case are leads. So I'm going to select leads and I have to select the upsert mode or sync mode. So sync mode determines how the incoming records will be updated onto your Salesforce, right? In case of insert, every incoming record will be added as a new record in your leads object. In case of upsert, if the record already exists on your leads table, it will be updated, and if it doesn't exist, it will create a new entry for that. So update is also similar to upsert. The only difference is that in case of update, if the record doesn't exist on your Salesforce, it will just skip that record. So for this demo, I'll select upsert. I'll click on continue and I'll be reaching the mapping page where I have to map the incoming query fields to the destination lead object fields, right? So here I'm going to select email as the identifying key of the incoming record. And then I have to map the other fields here. So I'm going to map first name to first name, last name to last name. I'm going to map company to company. So I'm done now. I'm going to click on test and continue. Here I have to give the name of the pipeline, which I'm going to say Snowflake to Salesforce. And I'm going to make the query mode as incremental. So if it is incremental, Cassette will just fetch the delta records on every pipeline run. It will look for records which have changed since the last pipeline run. It will fetch only those records. So I am going to make it incremental for now, and I have to set a schedule here which determines how frequently this pipeline will run. So I'm going to make it 5 minutes because I kind of want it almost near real time. And I'm going to click on create pipeline. So you can see that now it is actually querying the Snowflake, exporting the results, and then it is actually trying to sync the data to Salesforce. It is going to take a few seconds, so we'll wait for it to complete. So what it does is it actually exports the data to S3 and from there it kind of streams it to Castle, and then we kind of use Salesforce bulk API to send the data to Salesforce. So you can see here that the data sync is complete now. So let's switch over to Salesforce and see if the data has indeed been synced or not. Yeah, so you can see here that all the records have been synced to Salesforce. That's about it, guys. Thank you.